So I decided to start streaming today, and on my end it's like 8 in the morning since I got up pretty decently early. Then again, my moments of sleep are usually short anyways, so this doesn't really surprise me all that much since I just got up at like 4, but yeah. I've considered streaming this game again because it's something I always wanted to do, but I never really quite taken the opportunity to do it, and I figured this would be a perfect time to finally do it. And besides, it would be kind of busy with stuff in the afternoon, so I might as well get this done as soon as I can at a very decent point. Gonna try sharing the link to the stream in some places, like so this can get some level of traction. You know, so if I'm not saying much in the beginning, there's your answer for that. Like, I will say this, I'm not exactly wearing I have my headphones around my neck at the moment, so I'm not sure if you're able to pick up the mic decently. But yeah. Anyways, from what anyone familiar with my streams would know, I did play Mission 8 the other day, but as you can see, I kinda sorta forgot to save that notion, so I have to do it all over again. Oh boy. On the bright side, we get like one of the most rad cutscenes in the game to watch again, so that's gotta count for something. It's like you get in touch with your demonic side once and you end up getting much more stronger and crazier all for it. I love this. This is so great to watch every time. Oh yeah, and let's just turn Dante's sword into something akin to what you'd expect from a meteorite falling down into the Earth's surface or something, because that's exactly what this looks like to me, and he fucking catches it while that's happening, and then just jumps off just to look cool, and probably make himself look like bait for the next thing we're gonna fight. And right on cue. Nope! Bye. Jesus Christ. Okay. As expected, I'm gonna mainly switch between these two, although I have grown a bit more used to playing Swordmaster, so if I seem like I'm end up indirectly favoring one with my reflexes, there's your reason for it. Oops, I don't need to learn any more actions. But anyways, on with the Fuckfest. So, as I mentioned before back in my other stream where I played this level, there's like a level in like DMC1 near the end of the game that is essentially hell, and it has that very organic look to it, and I can see that this kind of takes some beats from that while doing its own thing. Alright. Oh, what does this initially say? Something is sticking out of the membrane. Looks like the seal will break it if I apply enough force to it. Oh, that's just a door to a secret mission. Don't need to get that covered. Oh, so you can shoot him. It's gotta be very precise with your shots from the looks of things. And I know it's not particularly a good idea to stream this early, since that is like the one time where no one's gonna be showing up to begin with. But hey, I felt like doing this because I wanted to do this. It's just kind of my thing. So let's go right into this weird entrance that looked like a uvula or something. Yeah, no, that's not what it looks like. I was way off base. Super off base right there. Leviathan's hardcore. An organ rises ferociously on the other side of the membranous wall. You can't get any closer now. Of course I can't, because it's protected. And the centipede from mission 4 is back here. Damn it. Oh. Damn it. I do not remember how to dodge this effectively. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, that was fucking bad. Probably some foreshadowing to show what the rest of how things will go from here would be like. So, sorry about that. Yep. Fuck. Come on. Boof. Huh. It's gotta... It says to be expected, you gotta kill enough demons to open the path. And that can be a bit of a hassle. Nope! Didn't mean to press this too soon. Well, that was quick. Ignis Fatuus. Souls of those sent to hell for the sin of jealousy. They are Leviathan's energy source. Oh yeah, because there's the whole 7 deadly sins going on with some of these bosses. But yeah, this path right here is open. Wait, is there a green orb back here? Adjudicator. Yep, there is the green orb. Yay. Wait, the fucking detail with this chamber right here, where literally just looks like you're going through the passage through this thing's, you know, throat or somewhere else in its body, and it's disgustingly good with its detail right there. Oh, it's the intestines. Never mind. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to kill the centipede like I did before, because I want to preserve my health, and I have been bad at dodging this. How do you dodge that? I remember doing it before with these back in other playthroughs of this game. Oh, there we go. That's how it's done. But hey, we can try killing it through here with This is gonna be awkward. I know I said I wasn't gonna bother killing this thing, but I caved in. Damn it! Ah. Damn it! Okay. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. It's just a bit minor interruptions there. I'm not sure if any of that is heard, but yeah, back to this. Oh hey, Paradox showed up. I mean, because it's like night for you, because you know, being 12 hours apart is pretty interesting and weird and stuff like that. Yep, poof. Yeah. This is a very good weapon for crowd control, and I am glad this is coming back in 5. Though in a much more better and crazier stuff to offer in 5 from what I've noticed. Oh, I'm doing fine, just chilling and waiting for the holidays to roll on by. You know, the usual stuff. I have my thoughts on the new character V. Okay, it's like I talked about some stuff I picked up before with others and conversations I was in, but from what I've noticed, V seems like a very interesting character, as he's not the type you've typically see in a DMC game. As I've noticed, you'd have to take things rather slow with him, and he summons these familiars that have connections to enemies and bosses from the first game. And with all the nods with the first DMC game, I doubt that it's all just a coincidence or a simple throwback, since there's clearly something going on. And I'd like to believe that V might be human, since he doesn't quite have the physical strength or capabilities that Dante or even Nero would have. But it's like, I don't really know, since V is like this very... I mean, I want to believe it's a case of Arkham where you have a human that delves like into some black arts or something like that. But I think we gotta wait to see more. Oh yeah, and something else to point out with the first game is that, kind of like how Trish was introduced, you have V coming just to tell Dante that this powerful demon is about to resurrect and might wreak havoc to the human world, and you gotta go stop him. And then V tries to kill Dante later, as shown in that cutscene. So I'll try keeping my eye out on more stuff related to V. Though before I move on to this boss, I will say this. The battle music that plays for V, it's like I already have the feeling that I just lose faith in the game's soundtrack, but when I heard V's theme, that cemented that idea for me, because holy hell, V's theme is awful. It's like one of those things you'd expect to play at some low budget rave scene in a mediocre film or something. Heck, it's the kind of thing that would makes me want to welcome Subhuman with open arms. Yeah, it's just that bad for me. Oh, the Little V Mills cover for that song? I haven't really listened to it yet, so I do not know. I mean, it might be good considering, you know, Little V is like pretty good with this stuff, but I'm gonna need to listen to that on my own time at some point. And Oh yeah! So satisfying landing a rising dragon. And fuck. And fuck. And fuck. Fuck. Okay. And yeah, I am gonna use some items in this fight because I don't really have any shame in doing that, since it's not really something I can dedicate myself to doing all the way through without them. Oh, fuck. Damn it! Oh. Ah. Boof. Fuck. Yep. Oh, fuck. Since I'm the only one watching the stream so far, I may as well ask a few DMC related questions. Like, which is your favorite DMC weapon? You know, that is a very interesting question that I have pondered to myself for over the years. But it's like, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but if you want to know what my favorite weapon is that has nothing to do with the Sparta bloodline at all, like with Rebellion, Yamato, Force Edge, like those weapons, I'd say my favorite outside of that particular group would be well, I'd want to say Red Queen from DMC4, but I haven't quite used it enough to where I get the full hang of like being, you know, incredibly awesome and show its full capabilities, since it is a very cool weapon to use.
What's wrong?
I'm just playing along in a certain mood to build up my facade that would go along with my plans. No need to worry. Alright, so I guess Red Queen might be a close contender to consider if I played enough with it. But others that would come in mind for me would be Alistair and DMC1, since, you know, it's a lightning blade. I fucking love those. And then you got the Beowulf gauntlets in DMC3 that ends up being carried over to DMC4 thanks to Virgil appearing in the special edition as a playable character, to which you get some really good stuff in with it. You know, a lot of the weapons in DMC3 in particular really stand out well with since you have the Ice Nunchuck Cerberus that is going to get one hell of an upgrade in 5, from what I noticed. You got the Twin Blades Agni and Rudra that are essentially fire and wind. And then you got the most unorthodox, unconventional weapon, that being Navan, a literal electric guitar, to which, yeah, I don't really see myself playing with that weapon all that much, but my god, is it so cool. Oh yeah, and bonus points for Lucifer from DMC4 with the best weapon cutscene in the game. So which boss in DMC is pathetically easy and which ones just kiss my ass annoyingly hard? Alright, for pathetically easy, I'm gonna have to come back to this question later. But yeah, we just stopped the heart of a giant flying beast that's just falling quite high. Oh hey, it's Best Girl. Look at that giant blood-like eye that it has. Behold its beauty. And then behold something bursting out of it, like an alien. Like that one had seen an alien, or never mind.
Wait. If you're asking for a date, forget. Because I'm making a point not to go out with women. Shoot me in the head.
Dating. I'm not desperate. Besides, I really don't care for guys who stink like blood.
You're right.
And you got a shootout. Huh?
I'll leave this to you. Because I don't want to miss the party.
Yeah, like, she straight up doesn't care, but anyways. Oh, so you can hear echoing while watching the game. Well, I'm not sure what I'd say about that, because... Well, for one, the only kind of sound I've heard is from the vibrations of this controller, so... I mean, I'm not sure if the echoing is a mic issue, but it might be something I'll have to look into later whenever I get the time for that. But anyways, I'm going to change up my equipment just a bit for most of the encounters to be had in this particular level. Who knows, like, maybe it'll have a different effect if I put these headphones on, since I've been neglecting to do that. Okay. Is the echoing still an issue? Like, am I coming off better now with headphones now intact around my neck most of the time? Oh. Alright, then I guess I'll try wearing these headphones for as long as I can anyways, but yeah. I will say this mission is honestly one of my favorites, as we'll be seeing why in a minute, but for now we gotta kill some spiders. Oh yeah, to get back on those questions, it's like, when it comes to bosses in DMC that are pathetically easy, it's like, one that particularly comes to mind for me would be... Like, it's kind of weird, because even if it's easy, there'll be something else about that boss to make things, like, not even challenging, just straight up annoying, to be real with you. Oop! Damn it! And as for fights that are very hard, I'd like to say Nightmare in DMC1 comes to mind, but just trying to remember some stuff here. It's like we got that. And then we got stuff like, I know 3 particularly has its hard bosses, whether it be, you know, stuff like, Gayron, or especially like the last fight with Virgil, as we'll be getting to another day, since that's particularly something. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention any bosses from DMC2. Probably because I forgot that game even had bosses. Since there's probably some pathetic easy bosses there with, you know, predictable attack patterns and not that much well thought out stuff from a design perspective, but even then it's something I'll probably need to refresh my memory on later. So I heard that of the older weapons are coming back in DMC5, so which ones do you want to make a comeback? Well, to be real with you, it's like, I think the only other weapon I'd personally want to come back as like any sense of attachment to the weapon, and I know it's going to be a very redundant choice, but it's honestly Alastair from the first Demon game, I mean DMC game, as I miss my lightning blade, you know? As this neat little devil arm that's like the very first playable devil trigger in any of these games. Yep. Man, that was annoying. Fuck. Gotta time it just right. My god, I'm not doing so good. Fuck these things, I swear. speaking of lightning, your thoughts on the van, both the boss and the weapon. Like I mentioned before, the weapon is very unconventional. With, you know, being a literal electric guitar, and because of its more stationary approach to combat as opposed to every other weapon in the game or the franchise as a whole, it's like a completely different style of like play that it'll be hard to adapt to. So which is why I don't think I'm going to play this with it all that much. And as for the boss, it is literally my favorite boss in the game that is not a Virgil fight. I just love it that much, which is why I am really stoked to play through this mission, despite struggling quite a bit here. And we'll go into more into the boss itself as we get there, because I am seriously looking forward to it. Yep. Damn it. Oh, fuck. And I am not so good at harder difficulties. Heh, that's a given. Oi. Damn it. Yeah, not so good at dealing with these red projectiles. They can literally throw you off base a bit. Since, you know, it gives them it gives these enemies invincibility frames, and they can make themselves harder to land a hit on with their movements. Ambrosia. Fruit that mankind is forbidden to even touch. It is said to unlock the door to paradise. Like, what kind of paradise? Oh no! Damn it. Oof. There we go. There's the extra spiders. Oh, there's another. Look! Oh man, that was pretty satisfying. Oh man. And we are getting so close to that fight with Nevan that we're going to see in a bit. And an interesting thing about Nevan, she is like based off of a particular type of succubus and Irish folklore that is rather vampiric. Which would explain what we're going to see later with... Yeah. Anyways, we're changing up the equipment for this encounter a bit. I remember looking at something from a video the other week, and I want to see if I can try putting this into practice myself, since it is very cool to witness. It's like I'm gonna see if I can try landing a rising dragon in an early encounter and... Hey, you don't appear normally. Get out of here. Yeah, that's the thing I like about the difficulty set. It's the thing I like, but at the same time I'm not prepared for with these games with higher difficulty settings. Is that the enemy types will change in the level, and yeah, they can catch you off guard. Since, you know, they actually bother, you know, making some kind of difference with their difficulties. A relief of a nude female is carved on the door. It looks like something can be placed in the woman's hand. Use the ambrosia. Oh yeah, like the Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden stuff. But yeah, so best gatekeeper boss coming in through right here.
Welcome, sir. Is this your first time here?
Yes. You're nice to see, won't you?
Of course I will. I'll treat you so nicely. You're gonna like me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Quite the encounter. Woo, yeah! You saw that? That was so satisfying. Holy shit! Oh my god! Woo! Woo! Yeah, I really like the fight with the van here, since it is a very interesting pattern to pay attention to and try nailing getting rid of all these bats to leave her vulnerable. Woo! Yes! Oh man, I certainly like this a lot. Holy shit! Oh yeah, something I remember back when I was like 10, I used to watch my brother have his ass handed to them by this boss time and time again, and I was watching this fight happen, and he'd always get killed by the time the van initiates a kiss. And I remember thinking to myself, for one, I would not want to get caught in that myself, and two, I was thinking, if my brother activated his devil trigger, like he could have like maybe avoided getting kissed. And I even tried recommending that in the one way that a kid that knows absolutely nothing about these games would convey. I keep on telling him to go demon. It was fun. Oh man, she is harder to knock down here compared to how she is normally, but makes things a little bit more fun. Not gonna lie. Damn it! Oof. Man, I felt for that one. Silly me. Okay. Damn it. Oh, damn it. So, out of all the songs in DMC history so far, which one is your favorite regardless of it getting a cover or not? I mean, very notable examples. One, the obvious one would be Devils Never Cry, the main theme for this game, as it's this well-made tune that it mixes. Well, I don't really quite know how to describe it yet. Oh yeah, and I also like Blackened Angel and Forza del Destino, the songs for whenever Nero and Dante fight each other, since they're always fun to listen to. There's like the song that plays when you fight Phantom in DMC1, I forgot its name, it's Red Hot something. And then you got the Virgil encounter. Like, any song associated with Virgil in some way, that is good stuff. Then there's Divine Hate, both the normal and the Virgil versions that are fun to listen to. Like, there's some that come to my mind. Though, that it's like the most obvious ones that come to my head, since they're the easiest to remember. Oh, that was a boof. Well, that was pathetic. I can tell she's getting a bit more resilient. Yep. Yep. Alright, so your favorites are Devils Never Cry and the cover for Crimson Cloud that I assume is the Mills cover. Which reminds me I still need to listen to that. Gonna need to check that out later actually. Damn it! Just when I thought I'd land one. Oh, that is embarrassing. Oh. Oops, wrong direction. Damn it! The range is kind of pathetic if it's not charged. Fuck! Well, I was not expecting to die that soon. Ha! So, Zeffy, what if Capcom makes a DMC fighting game, but the catch is it made by Arc System Works? Your thoughts on it? I mean, that mix kind of seems like to be a bit of a stretch for me, maybe. Like, it might sound a bit cool, but I don't know. And I'm not sure if that would even be the right type of developers for such a game. Since, I don't know, I guess maybe I'm too used to Devil May Cry in a 3D field. And yeah, I know Dante and Trish and Virgil appeared in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but that's Marvel vs. Capcom. That's like its own separate deal. And it's like if we ever did get a DMC fighting game, it's like we have obvious choices for a roster. We got Dante, Virgil, Nero, Trish, Lady, Lucia. But who else would we get? Since we wouldn't get that much, never really had that much humanoid care outside of like the ones I mentioned, where it feel like they'd be adept for fighting game material, maybe. Oh yeah. Damn it! Oh, fuck. I thought I would have got it that time, but maybe I'm a bit too desperate. Oh, I can feel my foot getting a bit numb. That's not good. Me and my desperation with trying to land that move. Okay, what if the humanoid demon boss enemies can be in the roster of that DMC fighting game, like Angelo, Credo, and Navan? I mean, that would be nice, though. They gotta come up with some sort of like reason or anything really to find a way to bring those two back for such a game. Since, you know, they did. Fuck. How the hell did I survive that? Bim! Fuck! Oh, that was so puny. So, which DMC weapon is the worst one in all the game's history? Literally any sword, like, in DMC2, because in DMC2, all you really had to choose from as far as melee weapons concerned are 3 swords, were really the only differences between the two. I mean, between these weapons are their size and damage output. Like, they are so incredibly bland that you'd forget they were even in a Devil May Cry game, because DMC2 had like the most bare bones direction as far as melee combat is concerned. Like, you can't even get new skills in DMC2. Like, upgrades consist of like having more damage output for your swords. So Vendetta and Merciless, I think the other ones, like, they kind of come to mind for me there, which is kind of a shame because I like the design for Vendetta being this crude rectangular shaped two-handed sword and all. But my god, like, that doesn't change the fact that DMC2 is very lackluster on that field. Ooh. That barely did anything. Damn it. Whoop, fuck. Damn it. Out of all of Dante's outfits from DMC's 1 to 5, which is your favorite look for him? Mine's the look in DMC4. Yeah, like, DMC4 has a very good look for Dante with that, sexy cowboy look going for him. Yes, that is what I'm calling it. But, as you can see, my favorite design for Dante is actually his outfit from Devil May Cry 1 that came back as the bonus costumes for 2 and 3, and the design was even carried over to appearances like the animated series and Project Cross Zone. Since just that sense of style with his outfit and the professionalism with it, with the vest and the straps, the direction and color with the red and black, and especially this version you're seeing right now with the one without a coat. Like, it just looks really, really good, and it's something I am very, very fond of. That it kind of makes me sad that when we got DMC4 Special Edition, we never got to see this costume come back for Dante. Like, sure, we got the Sparta costume back, but admittedly, it looks kind of weird to look at in DMC4's style. Like, it's not too pleasing to look at. Although, if I were to mention my other favorites, like in a descending order, it's like, yeah, for me, DMC1 would be the top of the pack, followed by, say, either 1 or 3 or 4 would come next, because with 3 you got this young, cocky, defiant look to him. That's part of his coming of age story, since that's the whole point of DMC3, is for Dante to come to grips with his, like, place in the world and take some responsibility for what Sparta left behind. And we killed Navan.
You think so, don't you?
That's the cool thing about Navan here. Like, all the demons don't exactly... They have like a bone to pick with Sparta, but then you got Navan as one of the few that actually remembers him fondly. And now we get this! Ha ha! Yeah, let's just take the main battle theme from like the first half of the game. Just do a cover right here. As he's just jamming out with it, with this sweet new weapon. It's so goofy, I love it. Oh my god. Boo! And he passes out. Alright, wouldn't it be great if Dante becomes a guest character for Soul Calibur 6? Like, the interesting thing about that is that Dante was originally going to be a guest character in Soul Calibur 3, but that never really happened, and honestly, I don't really know why. Like, maybe they didn't get the rights to the character, since that's like the easiest thing to assume. But who knows what happened. And also going back to Dante's outfits, like my favorite one would be 1, and next would be a toss-up between 3 and 4. Though I will say this, it's like, take into account DMC5, I think I'd place him like right in between where I'd place, like, actually be like in the middle of where I'd find 1 and 3 and 4 to be. So you could say 5 is my second favorite design. It has that rad uncle look to him, since Dante is like going all out with that, like, woo, pizzas and stuff. And yeah, I placed DMC2 at like the bottom, but even then, Dante's design in DMC2 is actually one of the few, like, neat things I can ever say about that game, because it has that nice vampire hunter direction look to it, or something. And we get another lady montage. And of course, lady reloading her guns would make me question how ammo works in this universe, since we don't never see Dante reload for shit, but that's a weird case entirely. But yeah, it's the adventure. Your thoughts on... Oh... Alright, like, for starters, it's like, I wouldn't consider the direction for Ninja Theory's game for that Dante to be emo, quote-unquote, because what they did there is that the main idea of it is that they were, like, sticking to what they'd find to be cool, and they went for that look, underground look that you'd expect from the 90s, except... by the time we reached the 2010s, that approach to looking cool isn't quite as underground as it would have been back then. It's like... Alright, like, with Dante and Ninja Theory's game, it's like, they have some neat ideas where you can kind of see where they're coming from, and hell, at its, if you were to somehow work at it, like, iron out the stuff that's wrong with it and focus on like fully realizing the interesting parts of it. Like, at its best, we just get another coming-of-age story for Dante. But with how things are handled in DMC, like that Dante, he takes himself more seriously than he really should, and he doesn't really seem like he's having fun with fighting demons. It's like whenever he's brought into Limbo, it's like, oh Lord. You know, it's like the whole thing's a drag. As opposed to how Dante is with most Devil May Cry games, where he has fun with the situation he's in, and he's just, you know, fucking with some demons for his own amusement. Which kind of provides more weight for the moments where the character actually does get serious.
Does that woman really bother you?
What are you talking about?
Why didn't you kill her? Perhaps because she's your daughter. Did some pesky father love get in your way?
That's none of your...
To further your study of the Blacks, you sacrificed your love to become devil's world. Knowing this, I thought you'd be more remorseful to me. But I was wrong. No one uses power.
What about you? You're incomplete being as well. Both demon and human blood mingling your veins.
Now the final doors. I have no use.
I remember being quite fooled when I saw that cutscene for the first time, as I thought they had a genuine partnership going for them, not being aware that Arkham all this time was some sort of orchestrator. But anyways... Oh yeah, to answer your question, what if the cast of DMC becomes playable characters for Blaze Blue Cross Egg Battle as to fit fate? I just think that to be, like, if it does happen, then fine, and if not, then okay. It's like, I can't say much because I'm not particularly all that invested in the Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, despite being getting myself into Blaze Blue, but anyways. Stone Mask. A mask of magic stone made by an ancient priest. It is said he who dons it can walk on water. Oh, yeah. Yep, I don't think I can waste too much time killing these things. Although I do feel like I kind of want to take a nap later, since it is getting to that point for me. Alright, gotta be careful with getting these orbs. Oh yeah, fun fact, if you were to like to go right up to this part of the level, you can actually pick up the rifle that's lying around here. I forgot its name, but it's essentially the closest thing we'll ever get to the grenade launcher coming back for a game, which it's like, okay. The words, "Restore the mask, sacred energy, and the power to part oceans will be yours," are written. My god, the level design in this game. Neo Generator, magic artifact able to supply power for an eternity, is used to power the main bridge. Also, I think tucked away here is access to a secret mission if you want to try that. Like, from I remember right, that is the one that requires you to get a bunch of red orbs and inside, say, Leviathan, that actually requires you to use air raid, which can be quite a hassle to go through. Oh. Is this where the Dualahans come in? Yep! It's the Dualahans. Oh boy. There's 3 of them this time? Huh. Jesus Christ. Fuck. No. Fuck. Damn it. Oh. Fuck. Huh. I'm probably stating the obvious, but this room right here is very fit for introducing these guys. Requires you to be more careful and precise with your movement, even despite me not really being as careful as I would like to be, considering how often I screwed myself. Oh, damn it! This is why I should have carried Cerberus with me. Damn it! Ay. So, out of the minor enemies in DMC history, which ones are piss easy and which ones are piss in a can? Alright, typically these ones would be pretty easy if it wasn't for those red projectiles that's shown on higher difficulties. Since it doesn't really take that much effort to take him down, but my god. They're placed very well, or they'll have a range advantage over you, and yeah, they can kind of screw you over with those red projectiles. Ugh. Oh yeah, a lot of things in DMC2 are pretty easy to kill, but you know, it's DMC2 being DMC2. If you want some annoying enemies, there's like this one Reaper looking enemies in DMC4 that are quite a chore to fight. And I remember Faust being like the big, like, big, like, say, leader-ish version of them. It's like the top of the chain or something. Oh no. And my god, I am not well equipped for this. I'm much more better using other weapons for the spiders, admittedly. Damn it. Oh, that bear, that missed quite a bit. Oh yeah, and also if you want something that's very tricky to put up with, there's also Phantom in DMC, no, not Phantom, Shadow from DMC1, that's like the panther, shape-shifting panther thing, that's be quite a pain. Looks like it's spider season for you, man. Yeah, I can tell. Oof. Damn it. It's gonna take more than Ray to kill these spideys. Yep. I figured. Oh. And go! Yeah. And this is where we actually got to see what just happened in the cutscene shown in the start of the mission. Right at the scene of the crime. Bitch, I just got here.
That filthy scum is my father.
Well, we have something in common. I have a dysfunctional family too.
And what would you know about family? You're a demon. This is my father. My family. This was all supposed to end by my hand.
Aren't you gonna shoot? Well, that's a switch.
Just go. I don't care anymore.
Family, huh?
I think this is like when it really like starts to see that we'll eventually see Dante's mold breaking a bit as things happen later, as this whole point of this story, like the reason why the game is subtitled Dante's Awakening is that Dante ends up becoming more mature with I guess witnessing Lady's struggle and how that ties in very neatly with his own struggles regarding like family and his livelihood, as well as the stuff with Virgil, which is culminated quite nicely in this story. Is it just me, or should Dante and Lady be shipped? Yeah, the whole shipping argument. It's like I'd imagine these two like working pretty decently as like a couple or friends with benefits sort of deal, but I guess with Dante as a character, I'm not really too focused on shipping him with anyone, since it doesn't seem like, you know, shippings are his shtick or something. And I could be wrong, but there might have been an interview on like Hideaki Itsuno where he refers to Dante as like a sibling like relationship that they have or something. I don't know. I need to somehow find the source for that being a thing, but I think I'm going to end things here. 'Cause, man, do I need a nap. I will say this, Paradox, thanks for sticking by. I really appreciate it. And I've had a decent time playing this game again. And hopefully I can finish things up soon. Even if I'm not all that adept at very hard. Okay. Yeah, see you later, man. And the stream's gonna be closing off here, so goodbye.